Hi, my name is Romain Lambert from Mythmaking.com, the website about storytelling and why we need stories. No matter your experience in writing or your education, you have a lot to say and to convey through a story. Depending on your personality, your past, your background, there are values you believe in, values you reject. In writing, it's always about asking yourself, what value is the most important to you? This time, I want you to think about your inner truth. When you write a story, you project your personal values, even if it's not a conscious process. Once it becomes a conscious process, you understand why you write this story. You understand why this character that you wrote must behave this way and why another one must behave this way. When you know your why, you know how to make everything work together in your quest of emotions and meaning. So what do I mean exactly when I talk about values? It's a position you have on a specific subject. I'm not saying you are telling your life. I'm saying you are communicating something you believe in. For example, I believe that love is more important than money. Let's say I'm James Cameron. What can I do? We'll tell the story of Rose, who is on the Titanic. C'est dur à dire. Titanic. In this desperate situation, she has to choose who she must follow. The poor guy that she loves, Leonardo DiCaprio, with no special resource to save her.
When you got nothing to lose.
Or the rich guy who disgusts her.
To me, it was a slave ship, taking me back to America in chains.
But who has enough power to escape on lifeboats.
I have an arrangement with an officer on the other side of the ship.
At the end, she follows the man she loves.
The ship is gonna suck us down!
The character played by DiCaprio wasn't supposed to be the logical choice. And whatever there was enough space on that planche at the end, the character sacrifices himself so that Rose can live.
You must promise me that she'll survive.
In conclusion, love will always bring you much more than money. To communicate a certain value through a story, we need a certain strategy. To identify the values to the characters. There are many different strategies, and not just the one that some guy will tell you to follow blindly. It's always about finding a way to represent the conflict of two values. This conflict of values asks a subtle question to the audience. It's part of what McDonald calls the invisible ink, because it's not necessarily something you can hear in the dialogues. It's something you can feel and understand when you read between the lines. When I analyze a film, I tell you what is the big question behind the story and what values we are dealing with. If you haven't noticed it yet, let's watch my previous episodes again. So, it's not necessarily opposite values, like good versus evil and vague cliches like this. It's way more concrete. It's values and a question you can clearly formulate, and your ending gives the answer to it. Should you sacrifice your personal life for your professional life? We have two articulated values in one question. That's the big question in La La Land, in thrillers like Seven, Heat, Zodiac, and it's a question we ask ourselves when we have to work too much. That's why these stories resonate inside us. I've talked a lot about James Cameron these days, so let's continue and have a look at Aliens. Beware, you're entering in a spoiler zone. In the second episode of the Alien saga, a crew finds Helen Ripley, and the company is angry with her.
For reasons unknown, the Nostromo set down on LV-426.
Here, James Cameron is already dealing with conflictual
It
values.
resumed its course and was subsequently set for self-destruct by you for reasons unknown.
Not for reasons unknown. I told you. We sat down there on company orders to get this thing, which destroyed my crew.
Do you care about human life?
And your expensive ship.
Or do you care about money? James Cameron didn't wait COVID-19 to ask this question.
I guess we're not going to be leaving now, right?
Burke represents the interests of the company.
Administration. We're getting into a lot of terraforming now and building better worlds.
Yeah.
He convinces Ripley to go back to the planet of the aliens.
What would you say if I told you I could get you reinstated as a flight officer?
They don't know yet it's a rescue mission. But to save what? To save people? And the little girl they found, Newt? Or is it to save the station, the technologies, and the researches?
Look, those two specimens are worth millions to the bioweapons division, right? Now, if you're smart, we can both come out of as heroes, and we will be set up for life.
At one point, he is ready to sacrifice Helen and Newt to save the researches they were doing on aliens, because it's worth money. But it's not the value that Helen Ripley defends.
Ripley, I expected more from you. I thought you'd be smarter than this.
I'm happy to disappoint you.
She cares about life. That's why she confronts the mother of the aliens to save Newt.
Mommy!
Oh, God.
Like most of good horror movies, James Cameron's Aliens asks this question: who is the real monster? The aliens?
Listen to what you're saying. It's paranoid delusion. It's really
Or
sad.
is the monster the company
It's pathetic.
and greed?
You know, Burke, I don't know which species is worse. You don't see them fucking each other over for a goddamn percentage.
My mommy always said there were no monsters, no real ones, but there are.
Yes, there are, aren't there?
So focus on the values you believe in, and let's get back to writing.